one of our designers wanted a crisper version of his logo. This image that you see here is an image all he's got. It's just a standard JPEG file, and as we zoom in and out, can you see how blurry it gets, whereas the final image that we've made here is nice and sharp. So how was that done? The first thing we did was to try and match this background color. We need a series of squares with background, and what we did was to use our old friend IrfanView, and let's go into IrfanView now, and I've loaded, that's the JPEG image here, and if you watch up the top of the screen there and I click, you can't quite see, can you, because our screen area is not quite large enough. It's just blocking it off for you. Take my word for it that if you click with the left button of your mouse in the orange, you get a series of 3 RGB values, and click again in the Y, you get a series of values. Now I'm sorry, I can't demonstrate that just for the moment, unless possibly I put that into that sort of view, and let's drag it down just a little, and I think we're still recording. So if I click here, yes, that now works. Look up here where the logo thing is. There's the 3 characters that we want, 247, 150 and 47, and let's close that now. So all I did was to just jot down those numbers, and here they are, so that I can set up a series of rectangles. Then I've copied those rectangles here, and they're all and then I hatch them. So if we take a crossing window, it consists of 2 entities, a rectangle and a hatch, and what I then did is make the hatch color correspond here. See, 252, 153, 47, and that was the first triplet of numbers that I jotted down. So we now have our colored areas, and I'll just use modify and match properties, and we have 2 to go. I'll do that one and repeat that command and then do that. So we now have a matching set of colors. What I then did was to find a font that was close to this particular one, and it was called DS Accent, was the closest I could get, but there may be others that are better. What I did is to just type a single character, C, Y, P, R and X, and the reason to have them as single characters is that we can, of course, move them easily and place them on top, which is what I have done. But if I come down to the final one here, and I'll see if I can pick up, here's the actual character. It is a polyline, and so what we do in a case like that is take all of these characters and then explode them. When you explode any character, when you explode any character, it gets broken up into its constituent parts and is filled. And the advantage of doing that, to make this logo, where to finish off with, we would just move that directly up like so, and there we have our finished logo, and here's a slightly larger version of it. The reason to use exploded characters is, if you're going to use this logo and move it to different computers in your environment, every one of them would have to have that font loaded. Now we don't. And there's our finished font. There's our finished logo now. Done very neatly, and the file size will be really quite small, but it'll certainly be sharp and print in a much sharper fashion.